Monday. I am just about to start my workout for today, so I hope you will join me for that. And then please stick around because immediately after the workout, I'm going to be doing my weekly Monday mobility challenge. So I would love for you to try that with me as well. This is a SLAP workout. SLAP, S-L-A-P stands for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups, and that's basically all we're doing today. So it's going to be really easy to customize this workout to accommodate your current level of fitness. You can add weight to any or all of these exercises if you want to. I am not going to be adding weight today, so all I'm using is an exercise mat. There are standing ab exercises, so if you would prefer to do your ab exercise from standing, then you're not going to even need a mat. But if you're going to be doing something similar to what I'm doing, like a sit-up variation or some sort of crunch, then you're going to be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If you don't have a mat, a towel should suffice. And if you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, then you may not need anything at all. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that, but if you would like to see the exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So for my squat variation today, I'm just going to be doing like a little mini squat combo. Each rep is actually going to consist of 3 squats. So first I'm going to squat and kick my legs straight up in front of me. As I do that, I'm going to bring the opposite hand to tap the toes on that foot. Then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So squat, kick the other leg up, tap the toes with the opposite hand, and then I'm going to do a squat, jump. If you need to keep it impact-free, just do a calf raise instead of a jump. All right, so it's going to be squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, and jump. And that's 1 rep. All right, so if that's too much, you can just do air squats. You can do any squat variation you want. Just make sure that you're keeping your back flat, keeping the weight in your heels. So start by tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Your shoulders should be back and down, chest is lifted high, tighten up your abs. Remember to think about hinging at the hips before sinking down into your squat. So imagine trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, at the same time keeping that chest lifted high. Think about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. You want an elongated spine so that your back stays flat and the weight stays in your heels. I can actually pick up my toes. And from here is where you can go ahead and sink down into your squat, then press your heels into the ground to stand. All right, so that's my squat variation. You do any squat variation you want. Just remember to keep your back flat, keep your weight in your heels. Next, I'm doing push-ups. So again, any push-up variation you want to do is fine. You can add weight, you can do the push-ups from your knees, you can do standing push-ups on the wall or on your kitchen counter or the arm of your couch. All right, if you need help with super duper ultra beginner push-up variations, like if you can't even do push-ups from your knees, please reach out because you absolutely can do push-ups. I promise you can do push-ups. I'm going to be doing my push-ups down here on my toes, and I'm just going to add kind of a plank jack, but I'm going to add it at the bottom of my push-up. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to lower my chest down as close to the mat as I can, and then I'm going to stop here for a second, jump my feet out, jump them back in, and then push myself back up. So it's a pretty challenging push-up variation. It's a little bit easier to do what I call dynamic push-ups, so that it's basically the same exercise, but you're jumping your feet out as you're lowering your chest down towards the mat and jumping them back in as you push yourself up. You can also add the plank jack after your push-up. So you can do your push-up and then add a plank jack. All right, and you don't need to add a plank jack at all. You can do any push-up variation you want. Again, just to make sure you're minding your form. So with your push-ups, your bullet points that you want to keep in mind is head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ear, and again, flat back. So when we were doing our squats, when I told you to keep your back flat, we were trying to avoid a rounded back. That's why we were tucking our shoulder blades into our back pockets, elongating the spine, pushing the booty back, keeping the chest lifted. With our push-ups, we're trying to avoid the opposite of that. We're trying to avoid an arched back. And that happens when you allow your hips or your belly to kind of droop down towards the mat like this. So really tighten up your abs. Use your ab muscles to lift your hips up high and keep them lifted nice and high. You want your body to be in one perfectly straight line all the way from your heels to your shoulders, or if you're doing knee push-ups, your straight line is going to be from your knees to your shoulders. but just make sure that you never break that straight line. So as you lower your chest down towards the mat, just make sure your body stays in one straight line the entire time. So keep your head in line with your spine. Don't let your head drop down like this. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. So if you're kind of sinking down into your shoulders, spread out all 10 fingers, press the ground away from you. Push yourself up nice and high in that plank. Head in line with the spine, flat back, okay? So any kind of push-up variation you want to do is fine. But that's what I'm going to be doing for my push-up variation. I'm going to be adding that little plank jack at the bottom of the push-up. Next is our lunges. I'm going to be doing a side lunge variation. You don't need to do side lunges. You can do forward lunges, reverse lunges, curtsy lunges or dragon lunges, tic-tac lunges, jump lunges, static lunges, any lunge variation you want. I'm going to be doing a side lunge variation. So I'm going to start with my feet wide apart, and then I'm going to bend one knee, and I'm going to, again, push my booty back. I'm thinking about trying to touch this gate behind me with my booty. Shoulders are back and down, chest is high, abs are tight. I'm pushing my booty back, keeping my back flat, and my weight is in the heel of this lunging foot, the foot of my lunging leg, okay? So just like with our squats, flat back, weight in the heel. Now from here, I'm going to stay low, and I'm going to shift my weight over to the other heel, and then I'm going to press this heel into the mat to stand. That's one rep. We're going to alternate sides with each rep. So now I'm going to lunge to the opposite direction, stay low as I transfer my weight, and then straighten the leg. That's two. So it's a side lunge, and then a side to side lunge, straighten the leg. Other side, lunge, lunge, and straighten. Okay, so that's my lunge variation. It's a great exercise with weight. It really increases the difficulty a lot to hold on to weight. I'm not going to be adding weight today, but you can if you want. You can do side jump lunges. You can do any lunge variation you want. So there's always ways to increase the difficulty. There are also ways, obviously, to reduce the difficulty. So if you need help with beginner modifications, I'm right here to help. Please just ask. But generally speaking, you can hold on to something for support. Just make sure that whatever you're holding onto is strong enough to support your entire body weight. Even if you're just going to lightly be placing your fingertips on it for balance. In the event that you do lose your balance and you need to put weight on your elevated surface, whatever you're holding onto for support, you need to make sure that it is actually strong enough to support your entire body weight. Make sure that it's sturdy, so make sure that you're not using like a flimsy plastic folding chair or one of those collapsible stools. Make sure that whatever you're using to support you is good quality and it's well made, it's in decent condition. Nothing that's going to collapse or fold up or break when you put weight on it. And make sure that it's stable, meaning that it cannot slide up from underneath you. So for example, if you're using a bar stool or a chair, I would recommend just placing your stool or your chair on top of your exercise mat so that it stays put. But a park bench, a plyo box, the arm of your couch, your dining room table, your staircase, any number of strong, sturdy, stable, elevated surfaces will work. And so that might help to hold on to something for support if you're an absolute beginner. And of course, you can always shorten up your range of motion so you don't have to step out super wide. You can be here and you don't have to come super deep into your lunge. You can be here, okay? So don't push your body into doing anything that it's not ready to do, and make sure you're prioritizing your proper form. So remember, flat back, weight in the heel. So if you want to sink really deep into your lunge, but in order to do that, you're having to round your back, then I would rather have you tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Flatten out that back and just shorten up your range of motion on the lunge. You don't have to lunge so deep, okay? So make sure you're working to your own level. But that's my lunge variation. You do any lunge variation you want. And last of our slap exercises is abs. So any ab exercise you want to do is fine. So if you want to do standing abs, you can do like side crunches like this. I'm going to be down on my mat doing bicycles, basically. So again, this is kind of each rep is kind of 4 reps because I don't know, I just felt like torturing us today. So I think we all know how to do bicycles, just clasping my hands behind my head and crunching one knee at a time in towards my chest. As one knee straight bends, the other leg straightens. And then I'm twisting my body thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee. So we're gonna do 3 bicycles, And then I'm gonna take that straight leg, lift it up, and tap the toes with the opposite hand, all right? So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Straight leg, lift, reach up and tap the toes with the opposite hand. Then lower the leg, return to my starting position, and then from here, other side. 1, 2, 3. Now my opposite leg is straight. I'm gonna lift it up, tap the toes, bring it back down. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, toe tap, 1, 2, 3, toe tap. Bicycle plus toe tap. And that's it for our slap exercises. Once those are done, I'm just going to do what I call half burpees, but I'm not adding a jump. These have a lot of different names. Really, the idea here was just to add on a cardio exercise for my final exercise. So I toyed with the idea of jump rope. So that's a possibility. You can really do any cardio exercise you want, or any exercise you want, really. It doesn't matter. But here's what I'm doing. Basically it's like a plank jump. So it's like, I'm gonna do a burpee, but I'm not doing a push-up, and I'm not going to jump up. Okay, so I'm really just going to bend down, place my hands flat on the mat in front of me. I'm going to jump my feet back so that I'm in a plank position, and then I'm going to jump them right back in and stand, and that's it. Super simple. If you need impact-free, if you can't jump for whatever reason, step the feet out one at a time and then step them back in and stand. Try to alternate which foot you're leading with each rep, if you can do that, or maybe like every 5 or 10 reps you can alternate. But do your best to alternate which foot you're leading with if you're going to step the feet out and in. But that's it, super simple, and that's all 5 exercises. So now here's the format. Think 5 exercises, think 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 5 rounds. All right, so I'm going to start, round 1 is just going to be squats. I'm going to do 10 squats, and then that's it, that's round 1. Round 1 is gonna be a breeze. Round 2 is gonna be a little tougher. We're going to do 10 squats, and then 20 push-ups. That's round 2. Round 3, we're going to do 10 squats, 20 push-ups, 30 lunges. Round 4, 10 squats, 20 push-ups, 30 lunges, 40 reps of our ab exercise, and then for our 5th and final round, 10 squats, 20 push-ups, 30 lunges, 40 reps of abs, 50 half burpees, and that's it, that's the workout. All right, if you have more time, you can make this a pyramid workout. After you finish that, you can start eliminating exercises. So you could go backwards until you end up doing your final round, which is do 10 squats again, if that makes sense. I don't have that kind of time today, and I don't feel like doing that many reps today, so I'm just gonna climb my little ladder, and then I'm done after that 5th and final round. Okay, so that's the format. Hopefully that makes sense. Please remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format and how it all fits together, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any help with beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so please just ask. It's really important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. And I just want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to make sure that you're going at your own pace and minding your form. So if you are in better shape than I am, you will be able to move faster than I am. You'll be able to take fewer rest breaks or shorter rest breaks. And that's great. If you're faster than I am, be faster than I am. If you get too far ahead of me, you can just skip ahead in the video. Just make sure that you are not losing anything off of your form to get there. If you are slower than I am, that is also wonderful, because you are out here doing the work, you're putting in the work, doing the reps, and that's what matters. So if you fall behind, either because you're working at a slower pace than I am, or you're needing longer rest breaks than what I'm taking, or you just need to take more frequent rest breaks, fine. Pause the video, Come back when you're ready. Do not race to keep up with me. If you're slower than I am, be slower than I am, okay? Make sure you're going at your own pace and make sure that you're never sacrificing your form for speed. So if you find that you're racing to stay ahead of me or racing to keep up with me and your form starts to get sloppy, that means you need to slow down. It's always going to be safer and more effective to do your reps a little bit more slowly, but with excellent form. So please be smart. Be safe, listen to your body. Make sure that you're working to your own level. Do not push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do. So switch to beginner modifications if you need to. Shorten up your range of motion if you need to. Hold on to something for support if you need to. Rest as needed, okay? Your rest break should be as short as you can. I want you to challenge yourself to keep the rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. So if you need to pause and rest, pause and rest. Challenge yourself to keep the rest break as short as you can, but you should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. All right, so just do your best and remember that your best is always good enough. So let your best be good enough. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and do the workout with me, make sure you have an exercise mat or yoga mat, something soft beneath you. If you don't have a mat, a towel should suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything. And if you want, you can do standing abs and then you won't need to worry about a mat at all. If you are a beginner or if you struggle with balance and you are going to need to hold on to something for support, make sure that you have a strong, sturdy, stable, elevated surface that can safely support you. If you're more advanced and you want to add difficulty, you can grab some dumbbells or a kettlebell, medicine ball, some sort of weight, and then pause the video, go get dressed, meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick 5-minute warm up and then we'll get right into the workout. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure that you're not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. Your arm should be completely relaxed. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck by simply using the weight of your arm. So now we're going to do the other side. Let go. Allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Your arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed as well. Don't allow your shoulders to be hunched up here by your ears. Shoulders should be back and down. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to begin by just allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest and then allow your ear to fall towards the other shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier as you allow your range of motion to increase. Your arms are nice and loose like a rag doll, and now finally your entire torso is just kind of spilling in front of you. Next, we're just going to do some shoulder rolls. You can roll your shoulders either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. Just make really big circles. Exaggerate the movement. You want to explore your full range of motion here. Next, we're going to do arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So extend your arms straight out to the sides and start by just making small circles, either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. But gradually, as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you're exploring your full range of motion. Make those circles as big as you can. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees. Sweep your arms in front of you, and as you straighten your legs, you're reaching up, stretching up towards the ceiling as high as you can. Each time you bend your knees, just allow your range of motion to increase a little more, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet right where they are. They should be wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to lunge side to side, nice and easy, and now add the arms. So now with each lunge, you're reaching across your body. It should feel like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're going to march in place. So step your feet in and just march in place. Super simple. Knees low to start, and then gradually as the interval progresses, you can start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a little stretch in your glutes. Now we're going to jog in place. Same thing. Knees are low to start, but gradually you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest. Until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. And next is booty kicks. So keep jogging, but now with each step, you're bringing your foot behind you. So really try to kick yourself in the booty with your heels. If you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair or something for support for this next one. If not, hands on the hips is fine. Transfer your weight into one foot. Pick up the other foot and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. We're just waking up those hip flexors. Do the same thing on the other side. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the opposite foot and swing the leg front and back. You can start low, and then as the interval progresses, if it feels comfortable, you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher. Now, foot down, pick up the other foot, extend the leg out in front of you, and make a little semicircle, bringing the leg around and behind you. Each time you make that semicircle, just lifting that leg higher and higher. And for the last two, we're gonna do hip circles. So drive the knee up towards your chest. Use your hand to guide it around. Switching legs. So extend the opposite leg out in front of you. Bring it around and behind. Each time you make that semicircle, lifting that leg higher and higher. And for the last two, drive the knee up towards your chest. Use your hand to guide it around for a hip circle. And we're gonna finish with a hamstring stretch. So hinging at the hips, feet are wider than shoulder width apart. I'm using this post to assist me. The reason for that is because it just makes it a little bit easier to keep my back flat. You want your back as flat as possible in this stretch so that you isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So if you use the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch or something like that to assist you, it can just make it a little bit easier, a little more comfortable getting into that stretch. Might make it a little bit more accessible for you, but that's it. That's our 5-minute warm up. So let's go ahead and get right into the workout. Round one is just 10 squats. Any squat variation you want to do is fine. Here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So for my squat variation, I'm going to do a squat, front kick, kick on the other side. Now squat down and jump up. That's 1 rep. We're doing 10. So squat and kick, squat and kick, squat and jump. That's 2. Squat and kick, squat and kick, squat, jump. That's 3. We're going to 10. Do your best. That's round one. Now, if I had more time, I would be doing little jump rope interludes in between rounds. So that's another idea. If you have more time, you can sneak in like little 1 to 5 minute cardio sessions in between rounds. So you could jump rope, hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill, up and down the steps, whatever you want. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm just doing my 5 exercises and that's it. We're climbing the ladder with each round. So now with this round, we're going to do another 10 squats and then we're going to do 20 push-ups. So again, keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. If you don't need these long rest breaks that I'm taking, don't take them. But if you need a longer rest break, pause the video, come back when you're ready. I'm gonna start on round 2. So another 10 squats. So squat and kick, squat and kick, squat and jump. That's one. It's 9, last one. Kick, kick, and jump. That's 10. So next is my push-up variation. I'm doing plank jack push-ups, but I'm doing my plank jack at the bottom of the push-up. You do any push-up variation you want. We're doing 20 reps. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. So lower your chest down to the mat, and now plank jack, jump the feet out and in, and then push yourself back up. That's 1 rep. That's 10. To do 10 more. Let me see if I can do another 5 without having to pause. Don't rest if you don't need to. Rest longer if you need to. What made me choose this push-up variation? When we're doing so many reps of these, and I'm so out of shape with push-ups, is beyond me. Remember, if whatever push-up variation you started with gets too taxing, just switch to another push-up variation. That's the beauty of the slap. Do any variations of these exercises you want. All right, 5 more reps. 16, 17, 18, 19, last one, and 20. All right, that's round 2. Only 5 rounds, but each round is a lot harder than the previous round, so hang in there with me. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. I'm gonna take another minute to breathe before I start on round 3. If you are in better shape than I am and you don't need to rest, just go ahead and start on round 3. It's gonna be 10 more squats, 20 more push-ups, and then 30 lunges. If you need a longer rest break, again, pause the video, Come back when you're ready. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start on round 3. So 10 more squats. That's 10. Those are killer, I know. So are these push-ups. So last time, round 2, I did my first 10 reps unbroken, and then I did 2 little sets of 5. I don't think I can do 10 unbroken right now, so I think I'm just gonna make it my goal to do 4 sets of 5. And if I can no longer do sets of 5, then I'll break my sets of 5 down into 3 and 2. So break it down however you need to make it work for you, or just choose an easier push-up variation if it's taking too long. All right, 20 push-ups. That's 5. I'm gonna see if I can do another 5 unbroken. Oops, wrong exercise. I went to the easier version. All right, I'm stubborn, I'm sticking with this tough version. No matter how long it takes me. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, halfway there. Just breaking them down into sets of 5. Just makes it a lot more manageable. Physically, of course, but mentally as well. It's a really tough push-up variation. I'm really out of shape with push-ups right now. So tackling 20 of these, 80 all day, seems really daunting, but I can do little sets of 5. And when I can't, I'll break them down further. It's all good. All right, picking up my count at 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Just 5 more, and then we're moving on to lunges. The lunges are going to be super tough, but they're going to kind of be a recovery exercise because there's no jumping. and because they're not push-ups. And then the next round, you're gonna see me cry because we're doing so many abs. All right, last 5 reps when you're ready. So pick up my count at 15, at 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So now 30 lunges. Again, I'm doing a side lunge variation. You can do any kind of lunge variation you want. Forward lunges, reverse lunges, curtsy lunges. You can add a jump, you can add weight. Whatever works for you. I'm doing a side lunge and then a side to side lunge. So, starting with my feet wider than shoulder width apart. You're gonna bend one knee, push the booty back, keep the back flat, weight in the heel as you lunge into this leg, then stay low. As you transition your weight to the other heel, press the heel into the ground to stand. That's 1 rep. We're alternating sides with each rep. So now lunging towards the other side, transition your weight, and straighten the leg. That's 2. So lunge, stay low, shift your weight to the other foot, press the heel into the ground to stand. That's 3, other side. And 4. We're going to 30. You know what we're doing, I'm gonna zip it so I can conserve some energy. Do your best. It's 15. Halfway there. Ten more. It's 25. Last 5. 26. 27, 28, just 2 more, 29, last one, and 30. That's round 3. So that's 3 out of our 4 slap exercises. For round 4, we're just going to repeat what we just did in round 3, and then we're going to add on our 40 reps of abs. All right. Just giving myself a good minute or 2 of a rest break before I start round 4. So I can shake out the legs. All right, couple more deep breaths. All right, starting round 4 when you're ready. So another 10 squats. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Next is 20 push-ups. So if you're strong enough to start them right away, you should be doing your push-ups already. And if you're with me, I'm gonna take a few more deep breaths. So I'm going to keep tackling these in sets of 5 for as long as I can. So at this point, it's just my goal to do my first 5 reps unbroken if I can. All right, when you're ready, here we go. If you can do more than 5, you don't have to break them up. The good things about the rounds getting longer, first of all, it means we're getting closer to the end of the workout. But secondly, it gives me more time to recover in between my push-ups. So hopefully these won't be as difficult as round 3 was. Okay, another 5 reps when you're ready. I mean, they're still difficult, but you know what I mean. That's 10. Halfway there. I'm gonna pick up my count at 10 and see if I can do another 5 unbroken. 15. I just have to do 5 more. I want to do them quickly, but my arms are so close to failing. I need to give myself a minute. All right, picking up my count at 15. If I can't get through these last 5 unbroken, I'll do 3 and then 2. But I want to get started on them. So when you're ready, here we go. 16, 17, 18, 19, last one, and 20. We only have to do those for 1 more round. All right, I know they're super tough. All right, next is our 30 lunges. As soon as you're ready. So that's 1 lunge, transfer your weight and straighten the leg. That's 2. It's 10. It's 19 and 20. Just 10 more, let's push. Lunge low, stay low. It's 21, make sure you're keeping your back flat, keeping your weight in your heels. 2, 3, 4. It's 25, just 5 more. And then we're on to abs. Two more. It's 29, last one. And that's 30. So this is round 4. That means we're adding on a new exercise, and it means we're going to do 40 reps of that exercise. And since this is a slap workout, and we haven't done our abs yet, that means that this next exercise is abs. So now's where you're really gonna see me cry. This is gonna be super, super, super duper tough. Well, for me. If you don't have pathetic little weakling abs like I do, then maybe it won't be as tough for you. So again, this is really more than 40 reps. Each rep consists of 3 bicycles plus a leg lift. If that's too many reps for you, just do bicycles. You can single count them, you can double count them, or you can do any lunge variation or ab exercise you want. So any crunch or sit-up variation you want is fine. All right, I'm doing bicycles. So I'm going to have my hands clasped behind my neck. I'm going to lift my shoulder blades up off the mat. I'm going to crunch one knee in towards my chest And I'm twisting my body thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee, and I'm gonna do 3 bicycles. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna pause here, lift this straight leg, and tap the toes with the hand on the opposite side. That's 1 rep, and we're doing 40 of those. So I will be in tears very shortly. All right, so now from here, 3 more bicycles. So 1, 2, 3. Now lift your straight leg, tap the toes with the opposite hand. Now 1, 2, 3, lift the leg, tap the toes. That's 4. So I'm not really tapping my toes, just I'm tapping kind of my shin. It's fine, but you get the idea. 3 bicycles and then a leg lift, okay? So that's 4. Pick up my count at 4, I'm gonna zip it because I need to conserve my energy. So here we go. 3 bicycles and a leg lift. So that's 10 for me. I'm going to pause and rest here because my abs are already crying. And I'm gonna see if I can do another 10 unbroken. I'll do these in sets of 10 for as long as I can, which may not be much longer. All right, pick up my count at 10. Holy cannoli. That was 16. $17, $18, $19, and $20. All right, so I'm halfway there. All right, I definitely need a minute to rest here. Let me see if I can do another 6 unbroken, maybe, hopefully, possibly, but I need a few more seconds to rest first. All right, picking up my count at 20. I don't know if I can do 6 unbroken, but I'm going to try. When you're ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh my gosh. When I said halfway at the 20 rep mark, it made me think of a song. And I bet at this point in time you can guess what the song was, because this is how it happens. You guys wonder about the names of the workouts. I just always name them after songs. So sometimes it's just a song that I'm thinking about that day or that I heard recently or whatever. All right, let me see if I can do 4 more. 27, 28, 29, and 30. So I said halfway, and then I guess I'm thinking that I'm crazy for doing all these tough exercises that are taking me so long on a day where I already said I don't have time, so halfway to crazy. Anyone remember Jesus and Mary chain? All right, what am I on, 30? So let me see if I can do another 6 unbroken. It's tough, but that's what I'm going for, and then I'll just take a short rest break and finish up with my final 4. That's the plan, Stan. We'll see if I can execute it. 32, 3, 4, oh, 5, one more. It hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts so bad. I have the absolute weakest abs on the planet. I swear to you. I'm in so much pain right now. All right, we just have 4 reps left. Picking up my count at 36. Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. Leg left, that's 37. 38, 2 more, push. 39, last one. And that's 40. If you want, you can make this just strictly a slap workout, and then you can be done right here because we've done our squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. So if that's all you have time for today, we've already been at it for over 30 minutes. That was a great 30+ minute workout. Do a bonus burpee, and then use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the cool down. Do a quick little cool down with me. And then remember that it is Mobility Monday, so stick around and try this week's mobility challenge with me, and then you can go ahead and take a few minutes to stretch, have your shower, eat some lunch, and get on with the rest of your day. If you're crazy and you want to do another round with me, we're going to do all that once more. So 10 more squats, 20 more push-ups, 30 more lunges, 40 reps of abs, and then we're going to finish with our 5th and final exercise. For me, I'm doing half burpees. You really can do any exercise you want. Some kind of cardio exercise I think is ideal. So my abs are crying real tears right now, but the good news is that our legs have had a little bit of time to recover, our arms and chest have had a little bit of time to recover. So let's go ahead and get right into our 5th and final round. If you need a longer rest break so that you can get a sip of water, a towel off, if you need to let your heart rate come down a little more, if you need to slow down your breathing a little more, that's fine. Pause the video, come back when you're ready, and when you are ready, let's go ahead and get started on this 5th and final round. So final set of 10 squats. When you're ready, here we go. That's 10. Those are so tough, I know, but they're done. Unless you are attending a squatting party later on this afternoon. That is our final squat of the day. So now, our final 20 push-ups, other than our bonus burpee. We have to do our bonus burpee after this round, but this is our final set of 20 of these tough plank jack push-ups, or whatever I'm calling these. All right, so I'm going to continue to tackle these in sets of 5 for as long as I can. So I'm going to get started and hope I can get through my first 5 without stopping. Wish me luck. That's 5. We're doing 80 reps of these all day, and that was rep number 65. So if your arms are shaking like mine, just know that that's the reason why. It's okay. All right. When you're ready, let's try for another 5 more. So I'm gonna pick up my count at 65. It's just more satisfying that way. Makes me feel like not such a wimp. Oh, I keep going to do just regular dynamic push-ups, so it's not the exercise. They're just easier. All right, 5 more reps. Oh my God. Oh, sweet Lord Jesus. Give me strength. All right, let's do the right exercise. 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. See, that makes me feel strong. Not like a weakling who can't do a set of 5 push-ups. All right, so 70 push-ups out of 80 are complete. We just have to do 2 more little mini sets of 5. We got this. After this, we'll move on to our, for me, recovery exercise. Everybody's different, I guess, but for me, the lunges are a recovery exercise. Regardless, we have 2 more little mini baby sets of 5 push-ups to go, and then we'll move on to lunges. So let's push. Pick up my count at 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 75. I can barely push myself up anymore. These are so tough. But we just have 5 reps left to go. And then they're done. This is the last round. So every exercise we do this round, once we complete this set, we're done with it for the whole day. So just 5 more of these. All right, picking up my count at 75. 76. 77. 78. 2 more. 79. Last one. And We made it. Super tough push-up variation, I know. But they're done. All right. Next is 30 lunges. When you're ready. So feet wider than shoulder width apart, lunge to the side, stay low, shift your weight, straighten the leg, that's 1, 2, going to 30, do your best. That's 10. That's 29. This is our final wrap of lunges. That's 30. Okay, that's our squats, our push-ups and our lunges. That's our S and our P and our L. Now for the dreaded A, abs. 40 reps of whatever ab exercise you're doing. See if I can do 4 sets of 10, but I'm going to break up each set of 10 to a 6 and then a 4. So that's what I did last round, and I was able to complete all 40 reps pretty much that way. So that's what I'm going to do this way. So what I mean by that is I'm going to try to do the first 6 reps unbroken, then take a very short rest break, finish up with 4 more reps, and then take a little bit longer rest break, and then just repeat that 3 more times. That's my goal. If you have stronger abs than I am and you can do like bigger sets, that's what you should do. But I'm trying to get to my first 6 reps unbroken if I can with each set of 10. So it's 1, 2, 3, crunch, 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 legs up, that's 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna keep going. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Because I've had such a long time to recover, I was able to do my first 10 reps pretty easily. So I'm gonna just take a short rest break here, and then my goal is to get at least 6 reps into my next group of 10 without stopping. So pick up my count at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Why 6 and 4 instead of 5 and 5? Basically just so that I don't forget which side I'm on. When I'm doing an exercise where I'm alternating sides, when I have to pause and rest, I always try to pause on an even number so that I don't worry about remembering what side I left off on, and I don't worry that I'm going to end up working one side more than the other. I want to keep both sides even. Let's do another 4 more when you're ready. 17, 18, 19, and 20. But also I like to just it makes it so that the second half is shorter than the first half, so I can really kind of push through the first half, and then I just have to finish with 4 more reps, and then I can take a little bit longer rest breaks. I didn't explain that very well, but that's why 6 and 4 instead of 5 and 5. All right, so we're halfway there. Crazy. Halfway to crazy. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 26. So now these rest breaks I'm trying to keep a little bit shorter. Does that make sense? Because I'm only recovering from 6 and I only have to do 4 more. So now 27, 28, 29, and 30. So then this rest break will be a little bit longer because now I'm having to rest up enough so that I can complete 6 reps. That's the way I'm approaching it anyway, and that's my rationale. But again, you should be going at your own pace. If you do not have pathetic weakling abs, you're probably done with these already. All right, picking up my count at 30, so I'm going to try to do my next 6 unbroken if I can. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Oh, it's not fun. All right. Is that really rep 36? So I only have to do 4 more? Why do I feel like I skipped a whole set of 10? Let's do 4 more. I don't feel like my abs are crying enough. That's 37, 38, 39, and 40. I think that's 40, right? Did I skip 10? Oh my God, you guys know me. As soon as I get that thought in my head that I may have miscounted, I have to do 10 more reps. These might be 10 extra reps, but until I do these, I need to do these to kind of scratch that itch on my brain. All right, I'm gonna do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, If you know I didn't miscount and these are 10 extra reps, you don't have to do them with me, but you can if you want. Let's do 4 more, and then we'll move on to our 5th and final exercise. We're almost done. Let's keep pushing. 7, 8. Now my abs are crying. Last one. 10. All right, that's at least 40, maybe 50. We may have done a bonus set of 10 abs, I'm not sure. But I would rather finish the workout knowing that there's a possibility that I did an extra 10 reps of abs, as opposed to wondering if I shorted myself 10 reps of abs. All right, I'm gonna wait for the plane so I don't have to shout over it. All right, so 5th and final exercise. It can be anything you want, all right? This is a slab workout. I typically like to add jump rope to my slab workouts, so I was thinking of doing 5 sets of 100 with my jump rope for this 5th and final exercise, but I decided for once just to not do jump rope, and I'm doing half burpees instead. But you can do like skater jumps or ski jumps. You can do up and down the steps. You can do plank jacks, jumping jacks, any exercise you want. It doesn't have to be a cardio exercise, but I think cardio is a good idea. Mountain climbers would be good, toe taps, high knees, whatever you want. Pendulum. And I'm gonna do half burpees, 50 reps. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Hands down, jump or step the feet back so that you're in a plank position. Jump or step the feet back in and stand. If you want to increase the difficulty, you can add a jump. You could also just do a calf raise if you want. I'm just going to stand. If you need to decrease the difficulty or keep it impact-free for whatever reason, then instead of jumping your feet out and in, you can step them out and step them in. If you do that, just do your best to make sure you're alternating which leg you're leading with each rep. But that's what we're doing, 50 reps, do your best. So, hands down, jump the feet out, jump them back in, and stand. 10 more. Look at me trying to cheat. Let's push. 1, 42, 43, 44, 45, 5 more, 46, 47, 48, 49, last one, and 50. 58 minutes and 33 seconds. So we managed to finish in just under an hour. It took me longer than I wanted to. I wanted to finish in closer to 45 minutes, but I'm so out of shape with those push-ups. The push-ups and the abs slowed me down a lot, but it's okay. It was a lot of reps. It was a tough workout, but we got it done, almost. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. And I know we just did 80 push-ups over the course of this workout. So if you are absolutely done with push-ups, that's fine. You don't have to include a push-up with your bonus burpee. It can be any burpee variation you want, with or without a push-up. I will be including a push-up with my bonus burpee because why not? We've already done 80, so what's 1 more? As soon as you're ready, here we go. This is our final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete, so let's just do a quick cool down together. Just want to keep moving while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit, while you allow your breathing to normalize. So you can kind of pace around back and forth, shake out the legs, and make sure you're focusing on slowing down your breathing. So picture breathing all the way down to your belly button. Really feel your diaphragm being pulled down as you inhale. Allow your rib cage to expand, and visualize filling up your entire torso with air as you inhale. And then use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So bringing 1 arm across your body, use your other arm to pull it in close towards your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulder is relaxed. If your shoulder's all tense and hunched up by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. You want to really feel that stretch in your shoulder. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder. Make sure you're continuing to focus on your breathing. Let's take 1 more deep breath here, sending that breath all the way down to your belly button. Control the air as you exhale, come out, shake out the arms. Let's get the other shoulder. So bringing your other arm across your body, using your opposite arm to pull it in close towards your chest. Straight arm is completely relaxed, shoulder is relaxed. Make sure you're continuing to focus on your breathing, breathing all the way down to your belly button, and keep moving. I'm kind of shifting my weight from foot to foot. Again, you can shake out the legs, you can pace. Just want to keep the circulation going, so keep moving, keep focusing on your breath. Let's take 1 more deep breath here. Really pull that arm, feel that nice stretch in your shoulder, shake it out. And let's do a tricep stretch. So bending 1 elbow, place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down to the ground. You want to try to avoid having this free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder or your elbow. So point those fingers straight down to the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. Keep moving, keep focusing on your breathing. Let's take 1 more deep breath, breathing all the way down to your belly button. Controlling the air as you exhale and come out. Let's get the other side. So bending your other elbow, place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Making sure you're moving, either shaking out the legs or pacing or shifting your weight from foot to foot, and make sure you're focusing on your breath. So one more deep breath, breathe all the way down to your belly button. And one last little pull, really feel that stretch in the triceps, and come out. Shake it out. We're going to finish with a quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch or your dining room table, kitchen counter for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding onto something for support. If you're not holding onto anything for support, you can just reach back with both hands. Grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands and press your heel into your booty cheek. Really press it in there, and as you're doing that, make sure you're tilting your pelvis forward. So tuck your booty underneath you and imagine trying to touch your spine with your belly button. Make sure as you're doing that you are continuing to really press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're instantly going to feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, but you should also feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So coming out, shake out the legs. Let's get the other side. So bending your other knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If not, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek and tilt your pelvis forward. So tuck your booty underneath you, suck that belly button back towards your spine, making sure that as you do that, as you tilt your pelvis forward, you're continuing to really press your heel into your booty cheek. Feel that stretch really intensify in your quad muscles and feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. Let's take one more deep breath here. So breathing all the way down to your belly button. Press that heel into your booty cheek. Tilt those hips forward and control the air as you exhale and come out. Nice. One last time, shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit, and that's it. That's our little cool down. So if you find that you're still breathing heavily, your heart rate is still elevated, just take a couple more minutes to pace around. You can do a little more light stretching. That's a great idea. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you are taking a good 15 or 20 minutes to stretch every day. It's going to help alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It is also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility. Just make sure that you're stretching safely. So if you have time to stretch right now, immediately after the workout is always going to be the safest and the most efficient, the most effective time to get your stretching done. Why? Because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. Your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. So if you don't have time to stretch right now, that's fine. It doesn't matter when you get your stretching done, just as long as you're getting it done. But if you do put off your stretching until later on in the day, just remember that your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you're going to need to take a few more minutes to warm them back up before you begin stretching. But that's it. That's the workout. That's the cool down. And now it is Mobility Monday, so that means that I found another mobility challenge on Instagram for us to try. I'm going to go grab my phone. We will watch the reel a few times together so that we understand what it is that we were about to attempt. All right, so I am watching the Instagram reel right now. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. We'll watch it a few times together, and you guys, I apologize in advance for the leaf blowing. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna have to shout over it. All right, so let's watch this reel together so that we understand the movement. Mobility challenge. All right, so she's starting by placing one foot directly in front of the other foot, and it looks like she is actually touching her heel to her toes. Let's watch it again. So it looks like she's taking that one foot, placing it directly in front of the other, heel to toe, and then she is taking that front foot, extending the leg. Let's watch it again. So heel to toe, squat, extend the front leg, and then she's placing that front foot flat down on the mat, transferring her weight forward. Let's watch it again. Heel to toe, squat, extend the leg, place the foot down, shift the weight forward, and then she's bending that back knee And let's watch it one last time. So heel to toe, squat, extend the leg, foot down, bend the back knee, and then she's reaching back with her hand on the same side. And just like we just did during our cool down for our quad stretch, she's reaching back with the hand that's on the same side, kind of pressing that heel into her booty cheek, and then she's pressing her heel into the mat to stand. All right, so it's a super simple movement, and she makes it look incredibly easy, but she's amazing. She makes, I have done a lot of her mobility challenges, and she makes them all look like nothing. But I know this one's going to be really difficult, so I'm not really feeling very confident, but let's give it a shot and we'll see what happens. All right, I have removed my shoes and my socks for the mobility challenge. Yet again, I have no idea if that's going to help me, but it's not gonna hurt. So she wasn't wearing shoes, so I'm not gonna wear shoes for this one. So one thing I do wanna mention is that she actually stepped forward with her left foot. I'm going to do the opposite foot, and here's the reason why. I know that if I'm going to have any prayer of completing this challenge successfully, I'm going to need to be standing on my right leg. So whatever foot you step forward first is going to end up being your standing leg. So if you are stronger on the right side, I'm going to recommend stepping your right foot in front of your left to start. If you're stronger on the left side, you can do what she did. If I'm successful on my stronger side, I might try it on my weaker side, but she only did one leg, and I'm just gonna be happy if I can get this done at all. So I'm going to just do it on my right leg and see how that goes. So wish me luck. I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is take one foot and step it directly in front of the other one. So now I have my heel right in front of my toe. Heel and toe are touching. Now she came down into a squat, so we just need to squat down. So far, so good. And now she picked up this front foot and extended the leg out in front of her. Then we're placing this foot flat on the mat, lifting this heel, and we're coming all the way forward onto this foot. Now we're gonna pick up this back foot, bend the knee, and bring this heel up towards the booty cheek, okay? Just like we did for our quad stretch. And now here's where it gets really tricky. This is why I say you wanna start by putting your dominant foot in front, because that means your dominant leg is going to end up being your standing leg. So this is where it gets really tough. Now from this position, we have to shift the weight forward, press this heel into the mat, and stand. You can't use your arms or your hands to assist you, obviously. So here we go, wish me luck. Okay, I kind of did it. I'm gonna call that like success adjacent. I don't know if that really counts, but I was going really, really slowly, kind of talking us through the movement. So perhaps if we work on cleaning it up and getting it to flow a little better, maybe we can use kind of a little bit of momentum as we bring that, lift up that back foot. We can kind of shift the weight forward and maybe use a little bit of momentum to help us out. Perhaps, I'm not sure. Regardless, I was able to do all of the components, and I was able to stand without using, my hand to assist me. So I'm gonna say I kind of did it, but obviously it was very choppy. It wasn't pretty. It didn't flow. I know mine is not going to look as good as hers. She's amazing. Like I said, she makes everything look so easy. And this is not easy. So if you were not successful, that's fine. Remember, warped wall rules. So that means that we get 3 attempts. So as long as you're able to successfully complete the challenge by that 3rd attempt, that means you got it. So if you were not successful the first time, we're going to do it twice more. If you were successful the first time, congratulations. Let's do it twice more anyway, in solidarity with those people who haven't gotten it yet, and also just to kind of see if you can get yours cleaned up a little bit. See if you can get it looking better, see if you can get the movement to flow. I always like to keep working on these mobility challenges, because then tomorrow I'm going to be sharing my own Instagram reel. So if you're not following me on Instagram yet, please follow me on Instagram at BugSusan. So I will be sharing my own Instagram reel tomorrow, but I also share it as a YouTube short. So look for that tomorrow. So if you would like to make your own reel or your own YouTube short, you can do these final 2 attempts with me anyway, and just see if you can work on cleaning yours up and getting it to look really, really good. So when you're ready, here we go. Shake it out, a couple more deep breaths. And here we go, attempt number 2. So picking up your the foot of your dominant leg, place that foot right immediately in front of your back foot, heel to toe. Now, squat, keep both feet flat on the ground or on the mat, extend that front leg, and now we're going to place this foot down, shift the weight forward, pick up the back foot, grab a hold of the foot, and stand. And that's it, we did it. All right, that one was much cleaner. I do think that it helped to kind of pick up the pace a little bit and make it flow a little bit by kind of using a little bit of momentum. So at my 3rd attempt, I'm going to see if I can, I've talked us through it twice now, so the 3rd attempt, I'm gonna see if I can make it flow even more. But I'm very happy with that. I'm definitely want to keep working on it. I would definitely like to get it cleaner and looking a little better, but I'm very happy with that. I did not think I was going to be able to do this, and I was able to do it, so that's a relief. So if you still haven't gotten it, that's fine. Shake it out. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. If you're not sure which leg is stronger, you can always try it on the other leg this time, but I already know that this leg is stronger, and given how difficult those first 2 attempts were for me, I know I'm not going to be able to do it on the other leg. So I'm just going to stick with this leg, but if you feel like it might help you to try it on the other leg, that's something else you can try. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Attempt number 3. We got this, all right? We got this. Big, strong legs. So you're going to pick up one foot, place it in front of the other, heel to toe. Now come down into your squat, keeping both feet flat on the mat. Pick up your front foot, extend the leg out in front of you. Now place your front foot flat on the mat, lift up your back heel, shift your weight forward. Pick up that back foot, reach back, grab a hold of the foot, shift your weight into your front heel, press your heel into the mat to stand, and that's it, we did it. All right, so it still was not the prettiest, but I got it done. So for me, that is another successful Monday mobility challenge in the books. Let me know how you did with it. Let me know if you were successful. Let me know how many attempts it took you, and let me know which leg you did it on, or did you do it on both legs? If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately, and even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear with the format of today's workout, or how you can customize the format if you have more time or less time, if you have any questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, I'm always here to help. So please ask questions if you have them. That is going to do it for today. But before I say goodbye, I just have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is Phyllis sees what I'm doing. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, Phyllis sees what I'm doing. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.